Good afternoon. I'm very glad to be here once again for us to rub, keep on rubbing minds together. This is me, your friend, Amechi, one of the voices that we are that you always hear talking about TBC around the globe. I must say it's another great opportunity for us to get that going. And today's series, in fact, there are much to be talked about. The round hole now is getting round peg, and when you put a round peg inside a round hole, it becomes fitting. And must I say, will I say that that's exactly what is happening? Before I proceed, I have to acknowledge the truthfulness, the strictness, the clear directive that we are seeing in TBC lately. In fact, I'm often like, why are people getting things wrong for no just cause? Why are there just sympathy strikers? Why are they just interested with the commotion? I no go agree, we no go agree. What are you not agreeing on? You don't just know simply because others are shouting, we no go agree, and you must not agree also. Please, always try to know the reason why you must either agree or disagree. And to be very sincere with you, admin is trying to help us understand the direction that is going. And looking at how everything is playing out, may I tell you that TBC is not just opportunity for people to make money and become whatsoever. Okay? And so I go, and so I say, never sell your birthright. At no cost will you sell your birthright, because if you do, you become ordinary. How can one sell his or her birthright? You can sell your birthright if you allow yourself to get run over by those whom you may think that they know more than you. You have your birthright. You have your special gift. There are things you can do that no other person, no matter how wealthy, no matter how well educated, no matter how well placed or whatsoever, that cannot be able to do, except you. And as such, do not play away with what you have that belongs truly to you. And so this afternoon, before I go over to our series in trying to help us reason properly and see the reasons why we have to get going in the right direction in TBC community, may I just briefly touch on the latest blog post of the admin, where he analyzed so many funny behaviors of some leaders, even top ones in the TBC community. But nonetheless, admin also shows that they deserve respect. We are human and we are prone to. We can always try to see how we can make things work faster, we play fast one. But from what we are seeing, we are getting trained to understand properly. Outside there, you usually start something very difficult, okay? It becomes difficult even for you to get into it, and with time, before it becomes easy and things of that nature, okay? But here in TBC, admin is turning everything the other way around, giving opportunity for people not just only to get what they want, but also to get improved as person or yes, as an individual. You don't just say, hey, I got it, but what did you become after getting it? That is what admin wants. It's not just that you get it and remain your old self, because if that happens, nothing changes. And so may I quickly read some certain extract from today's send button blog post, talking about those or concerning those who have played some funny games in the community. Look at part of what admin says. It says, we'll examine their documentation and make judgment calls on each case. If they fail to respond to our emails, then we will assume they are ineligible. We would like to get all of these sorted out before our next send button meetings a week from now, so that I can pay the true winners and publish the results on this blog. Okay? He goes on to say, I have the Bitcoin to pay them all right now, but due to so much apparent fraud, we need to complete this investigation first. In the meantime, treat all the accused with respect and let us do our jobs. These are the growing pains of TBC. We must see the truth about how important it is for us all to be honest people. Our life depends on it, literally, being honest. Okay? TBC is our best option for humanity. So let's not mess up this option, okay? The option comparing TBC with other opportunities here and there, we find out that every other things we see around there is running around the circle. TBC is taking a different path altogether. And those who have eye for something great, those who are sincere, will tell you that yes, admin is indeed working things up. And why are people not getting it the way it should be? Because of one reason. Because they don't read. And when you don't read, following directions become pretty difficult. No matter how sincere you are, if you are not reading, you are not learning. And because of that, I'm going to continue in our review of the book we've been talking about lately. So, I look at this subtopic here that says, read all the books. Read all the books. Let me read it out. All of the books that we will ever need to make us rich. Again, all of the books that we will ever need to make us as rich, as healthy, as happy, as powerful, as sophisticated, and as successful as we want to be have already been written. All the books to talk or handle such has already been written. People from all walks of life, people with some of the most incredible life experiences, people that have gone from pennies to fortune, from failure to success, have taken time to write down their experiences so that we might share in their wealth of knowledge. They have offered their wisdom and experience so that we can be inspired by it and instructed by it, and so that we can amend our own way by it. Their contributions enable us to reset our sail and sail based on their experience. They have handed us the gifts of their insight so that we can change our plans, if need be, in order to avoid errors. We can rearrange our life based on their wise advice. When we read, we stand to benefit greatly. We stand to get so easily what people have spent years to acquire. If we are able to read, we are able to understand it very well. We will not start reinventing wheels. We will not start trying to create our own. Okay, let me also have my own. We will rather benefit from what others before us have spent time, energy, experience to churn out to us. He goes on to say, all of the insight that we might ever need have already been captured by other books, by books, or by others in books. The important question is this: in the last 90 days, with this treasure of information, what could change our life, our fortunes, our relationship, our health, our children, and our career for the better? how many books have we read in the past 90 days? It's a question. How many books have we read in the past 90 days? Bearing in mind that going through or reading books will change us for the better. How many have you actually read? Why do we neglect to read the books that can change our lives? Why do we complain but remain the same? Why do so many of us cause the effect but nourish the cause? How do we explain the fact that only 3% of our entire national population possesses a library card? A card that will give us access to all the answers to success and happiness we could ever want. Those who wish for the better life cannot permit themselves to miss the books that could have a major impact on how their life turned out. The book they miss will not help. The book you miss will not help you. And we'll now have opportunity to read wide because the internet, the technology has set things in motion, helping us to actually get things going in the best way possible. We can always read using our smartphone, okay? But even back then, when it has to be in the libraries, how many actually took time to do that? But now, it's in our fingertips. How are we making sure that we are reading the books? That we are getting ourselves educated? We are getting the clear directions needed. There are different types of books, even the scriptures that we need to read. So once we are not reading, we will not be growing. Okay? So let us read and read wisely. The book goes on to say, and the issue is not that books are too expensive. Even these days, we have free ebooks online. Serious books that we read and get educated. If a person concludes that the price of buying the book is too great, wait until he must pay the price for not buying it. Wait. That means if you say education is very expensive, then try ignorance. I flip to the other side. So it says, wait until you receive the bill for continued and prolonged ignorance. If you're not reading, be sure that some things that will definitely come out of it and you have to stand it. There is very little difference between someone who cannot read and someone who will not read. The result of either is ignorance. Someone who cannot read and someone who will not read, the same thing applies to them. Ignorant. They will all remain ignorant. Those who are serious seekers of personal development must remove the self-imposed limitation they have placed on their reading skills and their reading habits. There are multitude of classes being taught on how to be a good reader, and there are thousands of books on the shelves of the public library just waiting to be read. Reading is essential for those who seek to rise above the ordinary. We must not permit anything to stand between us and the book that will change our lives. When I talk about reading, what we have in TBC blog is just like, in fact, is the book of all books that has to do with anything to do with finances, how we could get ourselves properly prepared and do things, to prove that what we are doing, that we know it inside out, is all there in the blog. But most of us are not reading. Why are we not reading? Because we feel that it doesn't concern us. But why are we interested in stepping up our game to become successful in life? We need to read. The book goes on to say, a little reading each day will result in a wealth of valuable information in a very short period of time. But if we fail to set aside the time, if we fail to pick up the book, if we fail to exercise discipline, then ignorance will quickly move in to fill the void. Ignorance will start showing up how you talk, how you reason. Those who seek a better life must first become a better person. They must continually seek after self-mastery for the purpose of developing a balanced a well-rounded up person in life. Okay? And they live in accordance with the dictate of that idea, that belief that yes, what I am doing, I know it. The habit of reading is a major stepping stone in the development of sound philosophical foundation. It is one of the fundamentals required for the attainment of success and even happiness. Because when you read, you will expose yourself, you will help others around you. And much to say and much more to talk is that we in TBC community, we need to read. We need to get ourselves stabilized. We need to be educators. We need to be leaders. We need to help others to get out of, not just out of poverty, but out of their laziness when it comes to reading. Don't just go there answering their questions. The more you answer questions, most of the time, sometimes the more you make people to be lazy. Help them to try to get themselves to start reading. And when they start reading, they will discover those things that they go about asking for others that is something that they can equally handle by themselves. So let me just stop it here. But the important thing I want us to remind or to remember is that we cannot replace reading by ourselves. We don't just have to depend on what others say. Second-hand information is not going to help us. Second-hand information is not going to put food on our table. It will rather make us to suffer the more. Okay? And as it stands now, indirectly, I'm preparing the real TBCians. Come January 1st, that mass adoption team, if you want to be there, take note of what I am saying. Take note of what I have been trying to help you, everyone, understand through this series that I've been taking up lately. We are preparing ourselves for something much better. We want to prove that we are worthy of what is in our disposal. This is Amechi. Let's continue to do the right thing. Till we meet again, thank you so much.